Honestly, I didn't really know what I was doing on the court tonight.
Yeah, we've noticed.
I'm not going to overreact to Wemby's first NBA game, but I think it's obvious that whether it was nerves or underestimating the level of competition, the hype was way too high. I think there's plenty of things that can be tweaked and improved on in the short term, like his effort, decision making, screen setting, positioning. But my concerns lie more with his ball handling, shooting, foot speed for sure, and just his reaction timing. Everybody has bad games, and some of the best players we've seen have had bad debuts, but the reasons for his bad performance really put into perspective the reality of his game and the reality of his timeline. The biggest issue on offense seems to be a lack of decisiveness and his inability to create, whether it's off the dribble or out of the post. There's many times you see him get the ball in the post and he would just freeze and then not know what he wanted to do. And when he tried anything, his feet stayed exactly where they had stopped while the rest of his body was trying to create a shot or a little space. I feel like a little baby hook or a floater or even a quick little turnaround seemed like they would have gone a long ways and not resulted in so many turnovers or him falling down. Off the dribble, he has such long dribble strides and no foot movement that it was obvious that the defense pretty quick, and he just became like a turnover waiting to happen. ESPN mentioned several times at the end of the game that the Spurs plan to get him the ball off of movement towards the basket, and I honestly hope that happens sooner than later. He's gonna have to get used to contact, attacking, and finishing strong, and if for nothing else, just to get to the line. At a certain point in the third quarter, I was just hoping they would pull him out of the rest of the game simply to salvage some confidence. I mean, keep in mind this kid's 19 years old, and since the French League ended, his world's been moving super fast. As he matures, gets older, things like his size, his strength, comfort with the competition, his team, the system, those things all naturally come along. But the hype of him being an all-star his rookie season, those things need to be brought back to reality. He doesn't have the ball handling or the shooting or the agility of KD, and he doesn't have the size or the strength to compete with really any of the bigs at this level. There was a lot of talk leading up to this as to what position he would play. I think these games throughout the summer and then the preseason are just as big for the Spurs to see what they have as they are for him to develop. They need to see what they can capitalize on early and what's going to take more time to develop to make sure that whether it's the 3 or the 4, in my opinion, those are really the only 2 spots, are going to be the best possible for him. I wouldn't be surprised to see him play a different position on defense than he does on offense. Obviously things change through pick and rolls and screens, but he's not a traditional one position player like we've seen in the past. It's pretty obvious to me that Wemby's most immediate impact is going to come on the defensive end of the floor. I honestly won't be surprised at all if he leads the league in blocks. Shooters create the space they're used to getting to get off shots, and his height and length make it very easy for him to close that space out and get his hands on the ball. And if he's not physically attacked head on at the rim, he's going to create a lot of problems as a rim protector. I think one of the most important things going back to the foot speed is to make sure you don't let him out on an island too often, because the quicker, shiftier ball handlers are going to not only have him away from the rim, but then leave him out there, which is going to create a lot of open space around and to the basket. There's going to be a big mix of Wemby's a bust, and then there's going to be another camp that's going to be, it was just the first game, people are overreacting. That type of talk over the next few days. I feel it's in the middle. I don't think he'll be a bust. I just think it's going to take a lot longer to reach his potential than most people anticipated.